Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP national spokesperson is joining us over the phone line right now. Shehzad, the contention from the opposition, which opposed the introduction of this bill in the Rajya Sabha yesterday, is basically that this puts a question mark on the independence of institutions. If you have two from the government side on a selection committee versus one who in fact represents the opposition, the scales are going to be tilted in favor of the government and the government's choice.
I am convinced now that Jairam Ramesh tweets first and thinks later. Because if you would have had the time to read the Supreme Court judgment in directions on page number 377, para 126, it has been said that the arrangement being put in place of the Chief Justice, LOP and PM is in place till the time Parliament enacts a law. Also, Article 324(2) of the Constitution, which deals with the said subject, clearly says that Parliament is allowed and entitled to make a law on this issue. And therefore, Mr. Jairam Ramesh would be well advised to go and see the Supreme Court judgment. It is actually in response of the Supreme Court judgment that this bill has been introduced. It is in actually samman of the Supreme Court judgment that it has been introduced. And by the way, Paulini, in the states where the election commissioners are appointed by the states, who appoints them? Is there the Chief Justice of the High Court who is part of it? Or is it only by the Chief Minister who advises the Governor and then the Chief Election Commissioner of the state the State Election Commissioner is appointed? So is Mr. Jairam Ramesh telling us that in Himachal the State Election Commissioner is appointed by the Justice of the High Court? Is he part of the panel? In Karnataka, is the State Election Commissioner appointed by a panel of the Chief Minister and the Justice of the High Court? So Mr. Jairam Ramesh can tweet things. He can spin the media around. The media should check the Supreme Court judgment. I have already told you, page 377, under direction, the first direction. If there's any other direction that the Supreme Court has given, please let us know. The Supreme Court has said that until Parliament makes a law, this arrangement will continue. It is the first session after that judgment. The Parliament has decided that it will move a bill, will make a law, and that's what has been done. What is wrong constitutionally? And by the way, so far, all the election commissioners were appointed by the government itself. And now this arrangement has been put in place to make it more transparent and regulate it.
But will it be more transparent? Shehzad, the question is, will it be more transparent? Like I said, 2:1.
Then why don't you do one thing, Paulini? I'll wait on the phone line, get Jairam Ramesh on the phone line, and let's ask him whether he's willing to have the Justice of the High Court of Karnataka in a panel to appoint the State Election Commissioner of Karnataka. Whether he's willing to have the High Court of Himachal Pradesh be represented in a panel where the Election Commissioner of Himachal will be appointed. Let's make that also transparent. If this is not transparent, Parliament has the right and the legitimacy to make a law on this subject. It is ordained in the Constitution, in the provision that deals with Election Commission. So please read that provision, please read the Supreme Court judgment, and please don't fall for the spin that Mr. Jairam Ramesh gives every day at 9:30 a.m. without showing the full picture. I would be very happy to come on another phono if Mr. Jairam Ramesh is willing to come with people like us on a phono, and we can discuss the issue. And let's also ask the Congress to stand about what they are doing in the state governments where they solely appoint the State Election Commission. You know how the State Election Commissioner was appointed in Bengal? It was Mamta Banerjee. And we know what he did in the Panchayati election. And the High Court has come down heavily on him. So why not have that same measure of transparency in West Bengal also, if that is the case? So this convenient double-speak of Jairam Ramesh now needs to stop.
Okay. So you're saying that because this is not happening already in states, how is it being expected that this will be the norm otherwise at the center as well? Because this is not happening in the states as well.
The thing is that this has been the provision constitutionally all the time that has been followed, and the Supreme Court has also asked us, as in the Parliament, that you can make a law on this subject. And when you make a law on this subject, the arrangement put in place by the Supreme Court will be replaced by that law. That's what has been done. So what is wrong constitutionally? What is wrong legally? And how is this control and what you do in states not control? There is no parameter on which Mr. Jairam Ramesh can be saying this and making this convenient double-speak argument.
Okay. Shehzad, thank you so much for joining us. So that is what the BJP has to say, that this is double-speak argument as far as the opposition is concerned. Because is this the norm in the states? And as far as what the Supreme Court had said, it was an interim arrangement. This wasn't what was in fact asked to be put in place. The decision was the government has in fact brought forth this bill, which was introduced in the Rajya Sabha yesterday. Kumar Kunal is joining us at the moment. Kumar, any sort of response that is coming in from the government side? How are they explaining this? Because as Jairam Ramesh says, this is 2:1 dominance.
Exactly. So far, we are expecting some comment from the government side. Obviously, BJP is reacting to it, but we are not listening anything from government so far. But obviously, the bill is for the consideration of Rajya Sabha now. It might not be taken this session. So. Later on, we might get some reactions from the government side as well. But as Mr. Ramesh has obviously he has reacted over the bill, and now they might take a legal recourse as well in times to come. They might challenge the bill in the Supreme Court as well, as they are telling that it is the whole thing. The whole thing is related to the structure of the government and the other set things which should be followed by the government, and it is not following in the same spirit it should follow. So all these things are being seen as a flashpoint between opposition and the government. But right now, we are none from the government, none of the ministers have reacted over this bill as of now.
Okay. Kumar, thank you so much for joining us. So the Congress, they're coming out all guns blazing against the central government over this bill which was introduced in the Rajya Sabha, expected to become a major flashpoint between the opposition and the centre.